Hey everybody, it's Jared Evans here with BloodandIron315.com, and it's been a long time, but I wanted to make another video to talk about goal setting. Why goal setting? Well, goal setting is really what lets you get stuff done. And I went to a conference just this past weekend at Cortland, the Strength and Conditioning Symposium, and they had a good speaker there who talked about goal setting and how they had used their philosophy to help them get where they are today. And I thought it was pretty inspirational. Honestly, it got me excited about going after something. And sometimes that's all it takes, you know. If you see somebody accomplish something, at least for me, it makes me feel like, oh man, that's awesome, I could do that too, you know. Or like, oh, I could do that, I could be better. I mean, if you have the mindset where you see somebody who has gone farther than you or is better than you at something and it kind of bums you out, don't let it. Change your mindset. Think positively about someone who is better than you. Think of it in terms of an opportunity for you to get better than you are right now. Because there's always going to be somebody better than you. In any field you go into, at any sport you ever play, anything you do, whatever it is, whether it's work or play, there's always going to be somebody better than you. Whether they're smarter, bigger, stronger, faster, whatever it is. So look at that as an opportunity to get better. Learn from that person if you can. And I don't mean you have to become best friends with that person in the flesh, face to face, but study that person if you can. Learn what they did. Look at other people like that who have accomplished the same thing and try to gain an understanding of how they got there so that you can get there. That's the best way to learn. And honestly, you want to learn from people that are better than you because they are where you want to be. So why wouldn't you take advantage of their experience and their knowledge to improve yourself? So anyway, this guy who was speaking, John G., I'm not going to say his last name because I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it and I don't want to butcher it, but this guy was talking about setting goals. He started in a very small business. It wasn't even a gym. He worked in a gym, but then he had his own business, and I think he was doing it just out of his basement. And then he started in a smaller, I don't know if it was smaller, but he was subletting a space from a yoga studio or something like that, and then he rented a little bit bigger space, and now he's got his own facility, and now he's at the point where he can stop doing his day job and work full-time on his business. So this guy's really made it, you know. He's accomplished his dream of working for himself, doing what he loves, helping people, and I think that's awesome. I mean, that got me excited about maybe not opening my own business, but about being better at what I do, being better at helping other people with fitness, teaching people, and just about setting goals for myself personally. So the thing he talked about was SMART goals, which is an acronym. SMART, S stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based is what it stands for, I think. The point of it is to focus your goals so that they become more real. You have to set concrete, specific goals that are measurable and realistic and time-based. You can't just say, I'm gonna get, like if it's fitness we're talking about, you can't just say, I'm gonna get in better shape. Okay, what does that mean? When are you gonna do it by? You know, you can't just say, I wanna lose weight. All right, I mean, that's great, but you're never gonna get there if you just say, I'm gonna lose weight. You have to make it specific. You have to make it measurable. You have to make it time-based. Okay, so how does that work? So say it's weight loss, because a lot of people want to lose weight. You want to put a number on it. Say, I want to lose 10 pounds, because you can measure that. Or I want to drop 3% body fat, because you can actually measure those things. And then you want it to be realistic. I mean, 10 pounds is pretty realistic if you're 50 pounds overweight. But if you say, I want to lose 10 pounds by tomorrow, that ain't gonna happen unless you just go in the sauna and just sweat out a bunch of water weight. But that's pointless, you know. I mean, if you're cutting weight for, you know, an MMA fight, maybe you need to do that, but that's not gonna lose 10 pounds of body fat. Okay, so you want it to be realistic, and you can lose about a pound of fat a week, maybe 2, you know, and it's healthy from what I've read, from what's out there as far as research into how we lose fat and what's a healthy rate. About 1 or 2 pounds a week is healthy. Okay, so you pick a number and you make it realistic based on a time frame. Say you want to work on your goal, whatever it is, for a month or 2 months or 3 months. You pick that time frame and then you set it, and then all of this different information that you've come up with, you write it down. If you don't write it down and it's just in your mind, other things are going to get in the way, whether it's work or school or your personal life, and you're going to forget about it. You're going to lose. In the beginning, you'll just start to lose focus on it. You'll still remember, but you won't think about it enough to where it changes your habits, and that's what's really important. If you don't change your lifestyle, your habits, the things that affect that goal, like eating, when you eat, what you eat, then it's not going to happen. So write it down so that it becomes concrete, it becomes real. There's something about writing that makes things tangible. It takes them, if they're just thoughts, it's abstract. It's just in your mind. But if you write it down, it becomes tangible, and there's something powerful about that. So do that. Write it down, and if you can make a little sticky note of it and put it somewhere where you can see it all the time, like on the bathroom mirror. If you've heard this trick before and you're like, whatever, that's stupid. I'm telling you, if you see it every day, I'm doing this right now. I have the next 6 weeks, what I'm gonna do on my mirror, and I can see it every day. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's coming. I'm doing that. And then I've got my workouts planned out. I've got my goals laid out, made a contract to do those things, and there's a penalty for it. That's another thing you can do. Make yourself accountable by putting something on the line, whatever it is that you want to do. Like, if I don't meet my goal, I'm gonna give up this, whatever that is. Make it meaningful. Or you can reward yourself. If I do reach this goal, I'm going to give myself X. I'm gonna buy myself this, or I'm gonna take this trip that I've been wanting to take, something. Get somebody to help you. Get an accountability buddy. Get somebody to do the challenge with you. Maybe they don't do the same exact goal. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe they want to gain muscle. Maybe you want to run a marathon. Maybe they want to compete in a bodybuilding contest. It doesn't matter. But if you both are putting something on the line, you can compete against each other, even though your goals are different, and you can keep each other accountable to keep moving forward. When times get tough, they're there. You can talk to them about it. You know, if you don't have anybody to talk to about your training, maybe you don't need to tell them every detail of your workout. Like, oh, I did 3 sets of 10 and I went up 5 pounds on my curls. You know, they don't need to know that, but just to know that somebody else is going through some of the same challenges, like, you know, like, oh, I kind of screwed up on my diet this week. You know, there was some cookie. You know, Jeff brought donuts into work, and oh man, I just had a weak moment and I ate one. And you know, you can share each other's share each other's stories like that, and you know, help each other feel better about it. You know, keep going when you're like, you know, because you're gonna fail a little bit. You're gonna have those moments where you backslide, you make a mistake, but you can't let that break your whole program. You can't let that make you give up. If you're gonna make mistakes, so accept that off the bat, but you just gotta keep going. That next day, you just get right back into it. I'm not saying plan on making mistakes so that you're just, kind of slacking off or giving up from the get-go, but if you've got to have the resolve. But if you make a mistake, or when you make a mistake, don't let it break your will to move towards your goal. Just keep going. The next day, you're right back on that wagon. Every day is a new day. Don't give up on your goal just because you make one mistake, or two, or three. Just keep going. And have a buddy. So to sum it all up, sum up my ramblings, set smart goals, write everything down, have a support structure, have a buddy, put it on Facebook that I'm doing this, I'm achieving this goal by this date, and if I don't, I'm gonna donate $50 to some organization that I really don't like, or something. So make your support structure, and then you will be able to succeed. And fourth thing, accept that you will make mistakes and keep going. Don't make the big mistake of giving up on your program or your goal. You're gonna hit those speed bumps, and then you're just gonna go over them. You'll stumble, you'll fall, pick yourself back up, and keep going. All right, I'll stop rambling at you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and hope you found this at least a little bit helpful. And hopefully it won't be another 3 months before I make another video. So thanks everybody. Check out Blood and Iron 315. Pretty soon we're gonna have videos up. I think Justin's working on that, or Colin. We're gonna have videos up from the Strength and Conditioning Symposium that was at Cortland, with video of the individual speakers, and there was some great stuff, so you'll get to see that. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks everybody. Talk to you later.